We've invited you here for the second in a series of press briefings to highlight some of our top initiatives in my capital improvement budget for fiscal year 2017. We've chosen Station 13, we're here in Glenwood, as a backdrop because we'll be making an announcement regarding emergency service in Western Howard County, and Chief Butler will talk more about that in a few minutes. I'd also like to start off by saying and thanking the members of our Spending Affordability Advisory Committee. They've been hard at work this winter, giving us some ideas about what we can afford and what we can't afford. And they released their report on March 1st, and they recommended that we cautiously proceed with our capital improvement projects and incur less new debt in future years than the county has done in previous years. And so we're trying to do the best we can with the taxpayers' money to make sure that we provide the services we can, but also understanding that we got to be careful about not getting into debt too much. But of course, public safety will be always one of our priorities in Howard County. Our top-notch police and fire departments are regularly praised for their effectiveness and innovation. And in fact, we just had a little thing this morning on Channel 5 in Washington talking about Pulse Point, the application that we're using now through the fire department and the EMS to making sure that we can help people in cardiac arrest as soon as possible. But I can't say enough about the dedicated men and women who serve as first responders in our county. And to continue to build on the support and to build on our excellent public safety record, I'm announcing two important capital projects today. First, I'm pleased to announce that we'll be including funding for a new fire station at the intersection of Route 1 and Port Capitol Drive in Waterloo. We will include $9 million in fiscal year 17's capital budget for this project. This new 30,000 square foot Waterloo station will improve response times in an area of the county where it is critically needed. The station will be built on a site using land owned by the county and contiguous state-owned property which will be acquired by the county shortly. I also want to mention that we plan to fund fire academies in fiscal years 2017 and 2018 to support the opening of the Waterloo Fire Station in 2018 and to support other critical initiatives, such as the new ambulance serving downtown Columbia. I also want to now talk about how we will be including funding to complete the amount we need to build the new Elk Ridge Fire Station. This current budget will have $3.6 million. It's a total project of $19.5 million to build the new station, which will replace old Station 1 on Old Washington Road, which was opened in 1948. That's even before I was born. The current station is outdated and inadequate to meet the needs of the community, despite additions and renovations made over the years. The new station, located less than a mile away from its current location, will be on par with our current standards in Howard County. The 33,757 square foot building will be a full-service fire station providing firefighting and emergency medical services by a combination of volunteer and career personnel. The two-story structure will be built on 7.5 acres, will include 6 drive-through double-length apparatus bays. I also want to thank the Elk Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, Chief Russell Pryor and also President Julie Casey, for working with us on an agreement where the volunteers will take on the cost of a meeting room and some other items they'd like included in the project. Their partnership makes this happen, and it will help to ensure that we have a station that will better serve the residents of Elk Ridge community. And I just want to make sure I thank them for that. It's been a tough road. The bids came in higher than we expected, but with their help, we can make sure that we have that service for the residents of Elk Ridge. And so without anything further from me, I'd like to turn it back over to Chief Butler to announce a new operational action to help the folks here in Western Howard County as well.
As a department, we continue to evaluate the needs on the feedback we get from some data. We're continuing to grow in that area, the community as a whole, as well as our volunteer and career responders. EMS Battalion 3 will be unique in that it can respond to a number of emergency incidents. The officer who staffs the unit will be able to provide advanced life support and will also be able to make command level decisions on significant incidents. Before this unit could come to fruition, there are a lot of people that work behind the scenes. One of them, Battalion Chief Christine Uhorn, standing here, who's been really close and intimate with this, bringing this thing to fruition, as well as Assistant Chief Gordon Wallace and his leadership in Emergency Services Bureau. We know that the population is growing and EMS remains an ever-evolving need. So EMS Battalion 3 will be a valuable resource out here in the western end of the county, along with the existing resources and volunteer corporations that already serve this community well. This is an initiative that came about because of a departmental advisory team that was dedicated to looking at ways of improving the delivery of EMS. Along with the members of the senior staff, this committee will be analyzing the deployment and making recommendations based on what we find. I'm happy to announce today that the first day of EMS Battalion Chief 3 will be in service, and it will respond to calls from this very location, Glenwood Fire Station number 13. The unit will typically be staffed during the daytime hours, Monday through Friday. If the call volume increases or there are significant incidents or weather-related events, the unit may stay in service a little longer.
You know, Chief Butler and other members of the fire department, EMS, and rescue, they have really made it very clear to me that we have to make sure our response times are good. We have to make sure that we're reaching out to the people in the areas in the county where we have little holes, if we want to call it such. And certainly one of those is out here in the west dealing with the chase car here, the battalion chief, but also in Waterloo with Route 1. So we're doing the best we can to make sure that we can reach out to the communities, make sure we get there when there are the cardiac arrests and the other issues that require immediate assistance. So thank you for everyone with your support for that. Thank you for advocating so hard for that. Your calls were not unheard, and now we're focusing on that to make sure we can provide the best service to our citizens, and it's all about that. So thank you very much, and have a great day.